Hello, this is Lindsay and welcome back to my channel. I hope all of you had an amazing Labor Day. I know I did. I took some time off, but I also got to start and then today finish on these ladies' day books. I had 3 separate orders for them, so I decided to make them all at one time. They each have unique differences, yet they coordinate beautifully. And I'm just going to do a quick flip through of them so you can see what they're about and maybe give you some tips, some tricks, and some ideas for making them yourself. They are an adorable 4x6 size, so they're perfect to fit in your hand or put in your purse. The closure is, I'm assuming this is either sari silk or I don't think it's seam binding. I think it's sari silk. I didn't buy it. It was given to me by Barbara Dew. This color is incredible. It is gorgeous. It coordinates so well. So this is the image associated with the ladies' Daybook journals that I made. I sold one before, and now I have it as a made-to-order option on my shop, and that link will be down below if you would like one like this. So the paper that I chose for this set of 3, and they are going to 3 different people. These are K & Company papers, so they're double-sided, and so there's this paper and then this paper. And this lady I cut out and glued on instead of leaving the background because I didn't want to cover up the pink flowers in the corner here, and I really like that look. They also come with book corners. So here's the little silver book corners, and there's some really pretty stitching. So I'm going to show you. There's like 56 pages per journal, and pretty much the idea of it is just a vintage lady's diary or journal, and she clips in little things that she loves and she likes, but it is also generic enough that you can totally make it your own. So in the front here, there's a little tag pocket and then a little tag that I made from some paper from, this is the Nick the Booksmith planner kit. It was just one of the pages and I cut that off. And then I've done stenciling on the white pages. I have book pages. This is like a cross-stitch book. I have little embellishment clusters. These ovals are from Digital Collage Club. I've made some little homemade washi strips using some decorative scissors, cardstock, and stitching. I have stamping. Joanne made me this tag. I just added a little scalloped tab to the top of it. There's paper ribbons. These little stickers Mandy gave to me. I've been using them like crazy. I'm sure I'll be through them pretty soon. I love them so much. Just the black and white floral. And I haven't taken the backing off of it. I've just been using it as a piece of ephemera and stitching it onto like fabric or something like that. These are vintage like bridge score pads that I found at a used bookstore. And so I added a vintage playing card here on this side to go along with that. And here we have just little pieces of ephemera. This one is from one of my ephemera kits online. It's either Tell Me a Story or Vintage Story Time. I always forget which ones are which because it's kind of like a part 1 and a part 2. This is from Yellow Floral, and I just turned it into a tuck spot and then clipped or tucked this in here. This is from Washed Ashore on my site, and then this is from Digital Collage Club. And these can just be, you know, put throughout the journal wherever you'd like. This is from a vintage book on watchmaking. This is Digital Collage Club as well. More of that homemade washi. Little text spot, journaling spaces, washi, stamping. One I like to buy, and I've told you guys this lots of times, I like to buy flower books, gardening books at used bookstores and then cut out the pictures. This is getting stuck on the sewing here. And then stitch them to coffee dyed paper and make journal cards. So that's what I've done here. This is from a K & Company pack I got in some Happy Mail. That's from one of my ephemera kits as well. This is from Calico Collage, just a little piece of digital washi. Joanne made this as well. Check out her Etsy shop, Junk Journal Treasures, because I mention her all the time. Her embellishments go so well with my style, so I keep a little box of them near me so that I can always pick from them. And I would say there's rarely a journal I make anymore that doesn't have her stuff in it. Here's another garden book journal card that I made. It's a sticker. And then this is a little fun trivia for this set of journals. Joanne sent me in some Happy Mail they're these like, vintage 1970s floral cards. They're too big for this journal, so I cut them in strips and used them throughout. This is like a miniature orange tree. That's what this one is. And so I just made a pocket. And then I have a little tiny vintage book page, foreign words and phrases. This is a real piece of ephemera, and I got that from Eat the Birdies. And that you can find her shop on Instagram. And then this is from my Open Road ephemera kit. Some of these I don't know where they came from because I got them in some Happy Mail, but they're so pretty. All right, so there's that one. And these ones I'm going to go a little faster through because they're very similar. I just want to show you a little bit of the differences. So this paper here, it just folds open for writing. I did not make this. Barbara Dew sent it to me in some Happy Mail, but I just thought it was so lovely, so I added it in here. And as you can see, there's going to be a lot of similar things, but each one has its own little style. You'll see some of the same papers. These are friendship quotes, which I thought was really nice to put in a little lady's journal. Some little Indian fabric there. I love these cards. Mandy sent them to me. They're stained glass windows. I just added some stitching, and they're like postcards, and they're nice and thick. The colors are so gorgeous. So I used one in here. I'm going to kind of hoard them for a little while because they're so beautiful. Stamping. There's a little tiny envelope, little tiny tag. Vintage vocabulary card. Vintage papers. Here's a little flip up, flip down I made. Added some fabric and stitching. Barbara sent me this tag as well. Here's another part of that miniature orange tree vintage card, and it's a strip of it that I just used in here as like a tag. Little vintage sticker. Little die cut. This is a little jar, and then this is like a Bible trivia card, and then a little tag. And there's that one. So one more. Here's the other part of that miniature orange right here on this one. These are from Emile Vernon. He was a painter. And he did women, a lot of women and girls, and here's a little girl or a young lady holding a puppy. And I have these images printed out. You can purchase that on my shop as well. These are all from Digital Collage Club. They're little domino-sized images, and they say postcard. They're so cute. I love using them. This is from Seneca Pond Crafts. It's just a label. I have some stamping, washi, just bits of ephemera I've found online. Little Tim Holtz boy there. Some tickets that Barbara sent me. This is from Joanne, and it is a tuck spot, and so you could add your own photos or notes in there. This is from a vintage hymn book that I got from my sister-in-law. I love the quietness of prayer. I thought that was nice for a vintage lady's journal. Barbara also sent me this. Thought that was super pretty. Little Tim Holtz journal card. Another Tim Holtz person. Book pages. Barbara sent me these stickers, and I'm pretty sure they're from the Dollar Tree. I've had them before. I love them. They look like little doilies, but they don't add bulk. Here's a vintage playing card, a vintage bridge page. Barbara sent me this as well, and I turned it into a tuck spot. There's a little like magazine piece here, and then a little, I don't even remember what shop this is from, but it's like a little embroidery thread holder there. A little Tim Holtz piece, and then this is from Joanne. I just added some lace on there. And there's that one. So I really had fun making these. On to the next project. My goal for the month of September is to really, I don't know what the right word is, really work on my workflow. Really work on keeping caught up and learning how to run my shop even more effectively. I feel like I've had a lot of growing pains recently. Any of you Etsy shop owners, give me a thumbs up if you know what I'm talking about with an Etsy shop growing pains. You want to keep growing your shop, but you want to be efficient. And so I have some great ideas for doing that. My goal in September is to have all orders caught up and to have a workflow to keep them from getting behind. I thank all of you for being so patient with me. I'm going to keep all my lead times updated on the announcement part of my Etsy shop, and I will do my best to keep the new orders coming in going out. And I thank all of you. Please put in the comments below what your plan for the month of September is. So I have a couple plans. Like I told you, working on the workflow of my shop, also potty training my 3-year-old. That has been a struggle. And continuing to work on decluttering my house and craft room. So those are the 3 main goals that I have for the month of September. If you could give me some goals down below, it's going to help spark my creativity and help me to get to know you a little bit better. I hope all of you have an incredible week. I'll see you in the next video.